Hello, friends. It's Leslea. Hope you are well. It's been a long time since I've updated my podcast, and a lot has changed. Anchor FM got rolled into Spotify at some point, which I knew about, but the Anchor FM tools to create are no longer a thing. So I am trying out the Riverside tools that are included in their podcasting situation right now. Seems pretty cool. Yeah, I'm running errands and I found I had a lot on my mind, and I remember in the past I used to just upload something to anchor.fm and then I would go back and edit it later, and it was kind of like having this rolling journal going forward, about what was going on in my life. And I don't know, I don't go back and listen to it all the time, but sometimes I do listen to specific episodes. And I don't know, it's funny how things can change in your mind as time moves on. You forget so much, and your understanding of certain events broadens, and then you look at things differently. And I don't know, it's a very useful tool, so I was thinking about doing it again. I don't know if I will always do the camera. That feels a little but I see people doing videos all the time when they're driving, so maybe it's not an issue. I don't know. I probably need to double check and make sure it's not illegal or something first. But at any rate, I think if I do this on Spotify, I might be able to include music as well. And I know I can certainly have guests on and record in like a 16 by 9, whatever, like a like the phone, the shape of the phone, a vertical situation, since everybody, that's pretty much how everybody watches video these days. So, I don't know, something to think about. I guess the main reason I have so much in my mind is obviously the political climate right now is fucking bonkers. I wish I had a lot of good advice to give friends about how to survive these times. I find myself having like mental gymnastics with people in a way that I haven't done since I was much younger and much more anxious and much more embedded in like a dysfunctional family situation. And now I'm having, conversations with people who I probably will never converse with on these topics, but I've found myself wishing I could convince them to think differently about their life. And one thing that occurs to me is that people who are trying to protect other people and, make the world a better place for everybody, those type of people keep referring to history. They're not just referring to history, they're referring to history from about 100 years ago. And while it is important for us to understand history, the reality is the people who are supporting basically institutionalized unkindness and greed and corruption, those people are not interested in history. If they ever were, they certainly are not now. Whatever it is they think, it can't happen to me, it'll never get that bad, if it does happen, then good. Whatever it is they're thinking right now, they're definitely not thinking that the present political climate is going to have any effect on them. I mean, maybe they think they're going to have a benefit from it. Since they won't take a note from history, I think the challenge is to look at how they were affected by the last time this organization was in power, and try and bring their attention to those things as well as the things that are happening to them right now. Because right now we have a lot of people in the forest, a lot of trees voting for the axe, as they say. A lot of people saying, like, get rid of Obamacare because they hate black people, and then completely, they went into alarm because they lost their health care. That's what you voted for. Well, I wasn't on Obamacare. We just were. And since that sort of dialogue didn't actually, make a positive difference towards this election, maybe it made a positive difference towards getting Biden into office, but it didn't make a difference towards this election. I think it's our challenge to listen with compassion to people who we vehemently disagree with, people who are holding wrong, evil opinions, and listen to what the heart of their concerns are so that they understand how we support those concerns. Now, there are going to be some people who are concerned with things that we can't support. Racism, ableism, sexism, all kinds of bigotry, can't be supported. But I think at the end of the day, the reason that their hearts go towards bigotry is that they are scared and they need something. They need reassurance. They need more income. They need education. I don't know. Sometimes they know what these needs are, and sometimes they don't. I would go out on a limb and say most people in the world don't know what they need and act thoughtlessly out of knee-jerk reactions to things. Most people don't give things a whole lot of thought before they do it. So, at any rate, I think that's our challenge as thinking, thoughtful, compassionate people. We want to slam the door on these people and say you're wrong and everything you're doing is evil and, I decry your choices. I don't think that we're going to win hearts that way, and hearts are what have to be won. If you want change, you got to win their hearts. So, something to think about. Hope you're doing well. Must run. Remember, kindness is magical.